Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a My 2 Cent Nintendo / gaming video for this week, for the week of May 19th to the 25th, 2024. And I do want to say, I may or may not have a review for tomorrow, though. Something kind of came up. I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze in the time or not, so I'll have to wait and see how things play out, though. But if I don't have another video, then that's probably one of the reasons I don't have it. But anyway, we got 4 stories to cover, including basically the Kingdom Hearts series, as a report coming out that could actually make its way to the Switch successor or the Switch 2. Nintendo making a very odd decision to buy Shiver Entertainment, which is kind of sort of interesting for them to purchase that studio and all. Rumors about the possibility about Sony's Handheld and some new information that sort of had come out, though. And a report coming out the possibility that Call of Duty could go to Xbox GamePass and all. And if you're interested in where I got the source of these information, links will be in the description of this video, assuming you're watching this on YouTube. Excuse me. But before we get started, I like to do what I could call the quick My 2 cents. Stories that kind of caught my attention, but I'm not going to go into a huge amount of details or anything like that. The first one is a report that Atari has now supposedly acquired, Intellivision and everything like that, the brand, the rights, and everything like that. And they kind of joked about saying, this is the end of the console wars or anything like that. Remember back then, Atari and Intellivision had their own consoles and everything, like back in the, I think the 70s and 80s and all. So basically, yep, there you go. Atari has acquired Intellivision and everything like that. We also learned that Illusion Chronicles 100 Heroes is gearing up for a major Switch patch, though that will be coming soon. Apparently, when the Switch version launched, it was heavily criticized, at least how that game was handled. Hopefully, this patch will fix a lot of issues that people may have had with the game when it came out and everything. We also learned that supposedly Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Remastered will be getting a physical collection. This is courtesy of Limited Run Games. I believe the pre-orders are available starting now on their site and everything like that. They also will have basically a collector's edition if for some reason you want to spend the money on that and everything. We also learned that well-known Persona leaker basically talked about the remake of Final Fantasy IX and believes that does exist and everything like that, but there are no plans for a Final Fantasy X remake at this time. Again, nothing has been confirmed yet, but given the direction we've seen Square Enix lately and them pushing for more of a multi-platform release, should Final Fantasy IX get the remake treatment, though, then odds are we'll probably see it appear on other systems, maybe even the Switch successor and all. One game I would have liked to see get the remake treatment, if it ever happens, is, I know it's considered sort of a black sheep for some Final Fantasy fans out there, but I wouldn't mind seeing Final Fantasy VIII get the remake treatment. That certainly would be nice and everything like that. We also learned that THQ Nordic has come out and talked about Biomutant on the Switch, and according to them, they are saying that the Switch version has sold more copies than they have expected. Now, you could read this in many ways. You could say they had lower forecast sales for the game. You could argue however you want to argue with it, but it seems that they were okay with how Biomutant was on the Nintendo Switch and everything like that. We also learned that Team Ninja has sort of come out and revealed basically that Rise of Ronin does link to 2 other Koei Tecmo games, Neo and the Ninja Gaiden series and all. I mean, I guess it's an interesting fact if you want to hear that and everything like that, but still, it's still kind of neat to a certain degree, though. I have been playing Rise of the Ronin on the PS5. I will say I do like what I'm seeing, even if it's not perfect, and I would love to see Team Ninja do another entry in the Ninja Gaiden series. I think a lot of us would love to see that happen, though. We also learned that some footage of a Valve's new game has apparently leaked and everything like that. There's been reports that they are working on a brand new game and all. It'll be very interesting to see what that game might be, especially for those who, use Steam and everything. Also, just for a follow-up, this article also pointed out, for those who may not be aware, there was a rumor this week about reports coming out that Microsoft was considering to buy Valve, but supposedly Tom Warren, basically, or others have come out saying, yeah, that's not true. This is pretty much fake and everything like that. Still, that would be interesting if Microsoft did purchase Valve, and it would be very interesting to see what would come from this and everything like that. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like Microsoft is planning to buy Valve anytime soon, at least for now and all. We also learned that basically Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has been officially announced and everything. No new trailer or any information. There have been reports that it will take place during the Gulf War, to it possibly taking a Far Cry approach. But we'll probably learn on June 9th when it's shown during the Xbox showcase and everything. But obviously Call of Duty Black Ops 6 does exist. So far it has not been announced for the Nintendo Switch. I'm not holding my breath that this will be coming to the Nintendo Switch, but it could come to the Switch 2 and everything, so we'll have to wait and see how this one goes. And last but not least, we learned that IGN has recently bought Gamers Network that runs several different sites, including Eurogamers, GameIndustry.biz, and basically Nintendo Life, Push Square, and Pure Xbox, and everything like that. Sadly, there are reports coming out that there is possibly layoffs in the process, though. Whether this is good or bad remains to be seen. There are those who are not pleased to hear IGN buying these gaming networks and everything like that, but time will tell to see how this all plays out and all. And finally, in the movie and TV show part of the Quick My 2 Cent, we have a new trailer for the upcoming Beetlejuice movie. Based on what they show so far, I am liking what I'm seeing. It's great to see Michael Keaton return to play the iconic character Beetlejuice, and see a much older Winona Ryder, if I'm saying her name correctly. Apologize if I'm butchering that name. So very neat indeed on that one. I'm looking forward to that movie though. We also learned that Netflix has showed off the first footage of Liam Hemsworth, who's going to replace the person who played, the original Richard, the guy who was star of Man of Steel. Apologize if I'm not saying his name correctly. I just forgot. But, we'll see how he does in terms of basically how he portrays Geralt in the Witcher series and all. We also learned that the Mad Max developer are not happy with a criticism that supposedly the creator of the Mad Max series has said about the 2015 video game that had came out. Now, for those who are not familiar, that game came out on the Xbox One and the PS4. I believe it also has the FPS boost on the for those who have the Xbox One version and everything. Apparently he wasn't happy with how Aulx Studios handled it. Aulx was not happy about it. To me, it's not the greatest video game out there, but it's not a bad video game at all. It's for a movie license game, in my opinion, Mad Max I thought was good. I don't think it was special or anything like that, but I thought it was good and all. In some unfortunate sad news, though, it's reported that Morgan Spurlock, if I'm saying his name correctly, unfortunately passed away at the age of 53. For those who may not be familiar, he got his fame when he did the movie called Super Size Me, which shows him basically, eating like McDonald's and everything like that. It certainly caught a lot of people's attention and everything like that. Sad to see him pass away, though, and my heart goes out to his family, friends, and those who were maybe fan of his work and everything like that. And finally, last but not least, though, a report from the Hollywood Reporter talks about Jon Stewart basically bringing up and talking about the whole situation surrounding cancel culture and all. It's a very interesting read and everything like that. I personally don't disagree with what Jon Stewart just recently said in this, though, but it is worth taking a look if you ever get a chance, though. It's a very interesting read on the Hollywood Reporter and all. Okay, with the Quick My 2 Cent part now done, along with the movie and TV show part, though, we'll get started with our first story, and this one has to do with Call of Duty, as there is a report coming out, though, about what Microsoft might be doing with that franchise. Now, Obviously, we were all aware about Microsoft's purchasing of Activision Blizzard for $86 billion. And one of the issues that kind of surrounded it, although you could debate whether you view this as a really big issue or not, was of course with Call of Duty. And one of the things Microsoft did was basically sign deals to have Call of Duty appear on other systems, whether it's, cloud streaming like Booster, to even a 10-year deal with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to their platform. No, it is worth pointing out Call of Duty has not appeared on the Nintendo Switch whatsoever. Despite that has not stopped the Switch from becoming a successful system that it is. But anyway, the issue of bringing Call of Duty to Game Pass or not is sort of interesting, and many people wondering if that would happen or not. But there has been some debate whether this is sort of a good idea or a bad idea and all. In an article from The Verge, it reads that, and I quote, Microsoft has reportedly decided to add the next installment of Call of Duty to Xbox Game Pass. The Wall Street Journal reports that Microsoft will announce that Call of Duty is coming to its game subscription service during the company's Xbox showcase on June 9th. I reported earlier this month that Microsoft has been debating whether to put the new release of Call of Duty into Game Pass, which, with concerns from some of the company that the revenue generated from typical Call of Duty sales would be undermined by Game Pass. Activision traditionally sells copies of Call of Duty around $70 or more, selling more than 20 copies on average. The brief Wall Street Journal report doesn't make it clear whether Microsoft plans to charge extra for Call of Duty inside Game Pass, nor whether the company will raise its Game Pass price. Raise its Game Pass Ultimate subscriber fee. I understand that Microsoft has been considering raising the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate price again. Activision is currently targeting a late October for the next Call of Duty, which is rumored to be set during the 90s Gulf War. And there's been some arguments of whether this is good or bad, to be exact. Some believe that this could bring new swaths of subscribers and everything like that, while others feel that this could lower the sales of games or may not be as big of a deal or anything like that. Personally, I'm kind of mixed on this to a certain degree, though. I definitely could see some of the arguments for and against bringing Call of Duty to Game Pass, though. On one hand, it might not be a bad thing, as it could, technically it could bring more subscribers who want to try out, Game Pass in general, and it might expose people who may have not touched Call of Duty or weren't too sure of picking the game up or everything like that. So there is a upside to this, but the downside, do kind of agree that it could create a situation where it could feel like, why should I spend $70 to pick this game up while I could just play it on Game Pass on the subscription service and everything like that. Although there are some that are saying that mostly they get their money from microtransactions, particularly with Warzone and everything like that. So it's a very interesting situation to see, and it will be really interesting to see if it does come to day one on Game Pass. Although some would point out that Microsoft kind of backed themselves in the corner when they said all first-party games will make their way onto Game Pass, and it could raise some questions if we learn that that Call of Duty is not on Game Pass in general. So it kind of does put Microsoft in sort of an odd place, to be exact. So we'll have to wait and see whether this happens or not. It'll be very interesting to see what impact this has, whether this has a negative impact on Call of Duty in terms of the sales, or whether it ends up having a positive impact on Call of Duty, particularly on Game Pass and all. So overall, it's not officially confirmed just yet. Maybe we'll find out on June 9th whether or not Call of Duty, especially Call of Duty 6, is coming to Game Pass. And if it does, it'll be very interesting to see what kind of impact it has on Game Pass and what kind of impact it will have on the Call of Duty series / franchise in general, though. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to part 2, and this one has to do with a new report on the possibility of Sony might be entering the handheld market or anything like that. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, we are back with part 2 of my 2 cent video, and for this one, we're going to be taking a look at the rumored PlayStation, next handheld, whether it's PSP 2 or Vita 2, whatever you want to call it. One of the things I would say this generation that we have really seen get sort of a resurgence to a certain extent has been like handheld market and everything like that. While the handheld market has been, there for a long time, it's basically, hasn't reached the kind of popularity as it, or at least reached this level of popularity with courtesy of the success of the Nintendo Switch, which really paved the way for other handheld devices to appear up, like the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally, handheld for the PC audience, particularly to be exact. And of course, we've heard rumors about the possibility of Microsoft dipping their toes with maybe their own Xbox handheld device, though. Well, in February, a report from Moore's Law is Dead was sort of speculating the possibility that Sony could be trying again to enter into the handheld market. And now, most recently, a new rumor seems to have popped out to indicate that sort of add more to this whole situation. In an article from VCCF Tech, here's what they're saying. Quote, as reported on Reset Era Formula, Russian journalist Anton Longovitz, apologize I'm not saying the name correctly, who was among the first one to confirm PlayStation exclusive will be coming to PC years back before the official confirmation, revealed on Telegram that the Japanese company is working on a new PSP capable of playing PS4 games. Unfortunately, the launch lineup is only comprised of games that are also available on PC and thus on Steam Deck, so there's a good chance the system hides some surprises, also considering how retailers are apparently skeptical about this portable system. This isn't the first time we've heard about Sony working on a new PlayStation Portable system. In February, Moore's Law is Dead talked about a new system powered by a custom AMD APU designed to maintain capability with PS4 and PS5 games. While there's a chance it is the same system Anton talked about, the Russian journalist did not talk about PS5 games, so compatibility with current gen titles has either been kept secret or may be implemented at a later time if this system is indeed in the works. And just to be clear, at least according on Reset Era, and this is based off of what Google's translator is saying about what this Russian journalist is saying, quote, by the way, I can confirm that Sony is preparing a new PSP for release, but damn, there are only PS4 games in the launch lineup which are generally available on PC and therefore on Steam Deck. Retail chains, by the way, are quite skeptical. Either Sony is doing something completely, or they are still keeping secrets from their partners. Now, as mentioned before, this is rumors at this time, so nothing official at this moment, so we'll have to wait and see if that's the case. That said, though, I wouldn't be completely surprised if Sony wants to jump back into the handheld market, especially given where the handheld market is now, as I mentioned at the start of this video. However, Sony's history of supporting, add-ons or anything as part of the PlayStation family or supporting their PlayStation consoles, let's just say it's been iffy or not great, to be exact, though. While the PSP was a success, the Vita wasn't, and it just comes off that every time Sony does release their new devices, they treat it as an afterthought or drop support very, very quickly. So unfortunately, Sony has done that before. I mean, some are speculating what we're seeing that with the PSVR 2 and all. However, with the new leadership up at Sony, though, particularly 2 CEOs, though, it's possible that situation could change and everything like that. And maybe they decide, you know what? We're seeing what Nintendo's doing with the Switch. We're seeing what Valve's doing with the Steam Deck and everything like that. Maybe it's time we dipped our toes back in. Whether they will be successful or not, assuming this rumor is true, that remains to be seen at this time. So overall, it is a rumor for now, though, but it wouldn't surprise me if Sony decides to enter back into the handheld market and all. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to part 3. And this one has to do with Nintendo buying Shiver Entertainment from Embracer Group and all. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 3 of my 2 cent video. And for this one, we're going to be taking a look at Nintendo, particularly them buying Shiver Entertainment and all. Now, when it comes, one of the things we've seen this generation has been really been a big push on acquisitions and mergers and all. I mean, we're all familiar with like Microsoft really going after and buying these studios and all and everything like that, to even Sony themselves, whether it's Bungie or so forth and all. Nintendo, however, has kind of been, I would say, that we hasn't done as much acquisition on the scale that we've seen both Sony and Microsoft. That's not to say they haven't acquired studios before. I mean, we've seen this with Monolith Soft to even Next Level Games and everything like that. With Next Level Games, though, outside of a couple games here and there, most of their games have been on Nintendo platforms, so it isn't really surprising to see Nintendo purchase a studio like Next Level Games. However, their recent purchase of Shiver Entertainment is, I would say, kind of interesting and somewhat of a left field decision for Nintendo to make, because you normally would not think of the idea of them buying sort of a porthouse studio and everything like that. But anyway, in the article from Nintendo Life, this is what they had to say. Quote, there has been sort of acquisitions in the video game industry recently, and today it's Nintendo's turn. Japanese company has entered into an agreement with Embracer Group to acquire Miami, Florida-based team Shiver Entertainment. Shiver has previously worked under Embracer, porting and developing Switch games like Mortal Kombat 1, which, from what I heard, when that launched, it looked bad, but supposedly it looks better now or anything like that, and Hogwarts Legacy. In an official statement, Nintendo said it will acquire 100% of outstanding shares of Shiver and make them wholly owned subsidiary with the aim to secure high-level resources for porting and developing software titles. Shiver focus will remain the same post-acquisition, porting and developing software for multiple platforms, including Switch. One of the comments has been mentioned, quote, by welcoming Shiver experience and accomplished development team, Nintendo aims to secure high-level resources for porting and developing software titles. Going forward, even after it becomes part of the Nintendo Group, Shiver's focus will remain the same, continuing commission of ports and develop software for multiple platforms, including Nintendo Switch. The acquisition will be completed pending satisfaction of all relevant customary closing conditions. So, according to the footnotes, this acquisition will only have a minor effect on Nintendo's results for its current fiscal year. Now, I will admit this is sort of a odd decision for Nintendo to make, to buy this studio and everything like that, especially considering there are other port houses out there, some that most Nintendo fans may have heard of, like Panic Button, Iron Galaxy, Virtuos, and so forth. So for them to purchase this studio is kind of interesting at first. But as I looked at it more and heard some of the arguments for this, though, I kind of can see where this could benefit Nintendo to a certain degree, especially with, especially with their upcoming, successor to the Switch and all. Let's say, just for argument's sake, you're a third-party developer, and whether it's an indie title, a AA or AAA title, whatever that might be, let's say you want to bring it to the Switch 2 or whatever the Nintend's going to call it, and maybe you don't have don't have enough resources to port it over to the Switch 2. This is where I could see where maybe Shiver Entertainment comes in and helps out in maybe porting some games over, or at least helping hand in terms of bringing the game over to Nintendo system. So there might be a benefit to this to a certain degree, but we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out and everything like that. So time will ultimately tell if we start seeing, third-party games come to, Nintendo system or, the Switch successor. And we hear Shiver Entertainment is helping bringing some of those third-party games over to Nintendo system and all. So overall, this is certainly a strange acquisition Nintendo make. I can see why some people can view this as an odd acquisition, though, but I can also see sort of the benefits to it at the same time as well. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to our fourth and final part, and this one has to do with rumors that the Kingdom Hearts series could actually make its way to the Switch 2, along with the possibility of Kingdom Hearts 4 as well. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with our fourth and final part of our My 2 Cent video, and for this one, we're going to be taking a look at an interesting rumor regarding the Kingdom Hearts series and the possibility it could be coming to Nintendo's next system. Now, when people think of the Kingdom Hearts series, originally it premiered on, PlayStation, particularly on the PS2 and all, and it's been known to be mostly a well-known franchise that made its debut onto, the PlayStation systems. But we have seen it come to other systems, including, the Xbox as well. And recently it was announced that it would be available on Steam. Some of this is basically due to some of that could be because of Square Enix's approach to basically go more multi-platform. As far as Nintendo's consoles go, we've gotten Kingdom Hearts games on Nintendo's systems, but they mostly have been either side stories or something like that. Where we had one on the Game Boy Advance, to some on the DS and the Nintendo 3DS as well, but never the mainline ones, to be exact. And while these games did eventually make their way over to the Nintendo Switch, the downside to this is this was basically the cloud version, not the actual, native version and everything like that. And cloud gaming, although I see potential, isn't as well established yet, though. And I think over time it could, but it's not at the level that it is. And I can see why some folks may have been turned off about this and everything. Well, now a recent rumor has seemed to pop up that could point to the fact that the series could be making its way over to Nintendo's next system. In an article from Nintendo Life, it reads, and I quote, "Stick this one firmly inside the OK, we'll see file cabinet, folks. A reliable insider by the name of Midori, M-I-D-O-R-I, apologize if I'm not saying his name correctly, has started on X that they have heard that the upcoming Kingdom Hearts 4, along with the entire Kingdom Hearts series so far, might be heading to Nintendo's next hardware, Switch 2. This person stated, in February, someone sent me a message about Missing Link Kingdom Hearts 4 and the Steam port, but I did not know the source at the time. The source also told me about Kingdom Hearts series Steam release, which has not been announced then, but has since been confirmed." Now, it's important to stress the word might with this one, since this is how this ex-user has specifically phrased it in his post. Still, there is someone who has proven to be highly reliable in the past, particularly when it comes to information regarding the Persona franchise. Just in case any of you are wondering, though, this is what this person had to say, or at least responded to someone saying, quote, "They said the Steam port were in development since last summer. A company named BitGroove is working on Missing Link, and the next beta test will be in April. Kingdom Hearts 4 has some small online features, and it's looking very different from the first trailer. The codename is QUATTRO, and the entire series and Kingdom Hearts 4 might come to Nintendo's hardware, though." As now, again, like anything, nothing has been officially confirmed at this time. I mean, hell, we're still waiting to hear about Nintendo's next system and everything like that. That said, do I think it is possible the Kingdom Hearts series could make its way over to the Nintendo system? I would say it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility, though. I mean, assuming the rumors are true about the hardware, though, it is possible, to be exact, that the system, that the Kingdom Hearts game, I mean, the first Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure they could port that over easily and not be in the native version. Kingdom Hearts 3 and possibly 4, we'll have to see how that one plays out, assuming this report is true. But still, I mean, if they're able to port these games over to Nintendo's next hardware, I think that would be great. I just hope it's not the cloud version, it's the actual native version, though. And if they do decide to do a physical version, it will be interesting to see how many of the games they'll fit in, you know, a cartridge, or whether it's going to be one of those you have to download the rest and everything like that. So we'll have to wait and see if this rumor turns out to be true. I mean, supposedly this is a so-called reliable leaker and has leaked Persona information. But like anything, it should still be taken with a grain of salt at this time. So we'll have to wait and see. But my fingers are crossed, and hopefully they can bring the series over to the Nintendo Switch, and it's the native version. Maybe, as I mentioned in part 3, maybe with Nintendo now owning Shiver Entertainment, maybe they can help out to some degree and see if they could help bring the games over to Nintendo's next system and all. So overall, would I like to see the Kingdom Hearts series come to the Nintendo Switch? Yes. Would I like it to be the native version, not the cloud version? Yes, I will agree to that. But at this time, it is a rumor, so I do think, as like I said before, a grain of salt does need to be taken on this one and all. Okay, this concludes this My 2 Cent video for this week. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about the possibility of Call of Duty coming to Game Pass, particularly with the upcoming Call of Duty 6? Do you think this is a smart move on Microsoft's part? Do you think this is a dumb idea? Do you think it will help bring more subscribers to Game Pass? Do you think this could eat through the sales of Call of Duty in general? What are your thoughts about this report about the latest about Sony's handheld device, though? Do you think that Sony will release a successor to the PSP and the Vita, though? Do you think this is the right time to do it, considering where handhelds are at the moment? Or do you think this will never happen or anything like that? What are your thoughts about Nintendo buying Shiver Entertainment? Do you think this was a smart move on Nintendo's part? Do you think this was a dumb move? Do you think they could be helping other studios who want to port third-party games over to maybe Nintendo's system, particularly their upcoming next system? And what are your thoughts about the possibility of the Kingdom Hearts series, particularly Kingdom Hearts 4, coming to the Nintendo Switch? Are you hoping this rumor is true and all? Are you hoping it's the native version that you get running on the Switch hardware by any chance, though? Would you like to see the Kingdom Hearts series come to the Nintendo Switch and maybe Kingdom Hearts 4? Do you agree with what I said in this video? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you like this video, I hope you hit the like button. I would appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to, and feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You can do it through PayPal me or Patreon or Steam Labs. Links will be in the description of this video, so when you're watching this on YouTube. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye!